Welcome to Ultimate Pool, the Masters Week 15 highlight show. Neil Raybone and Simon Fitzsimmons are the two Ultimate Pool professionals in this group, but they have very tough challenges in Lee Anderson and Matt Brierley. Simon Fitzsimmons will be taking on Matt Brierley in our second match, but first up, Neil Raybone will be taking on Lee Anderson. The opening two frames were shared. Neil Raybone has the break in frame 3.
One mistake each, one frame each. Neil Raybone to get us underway in frame number 3. They have absolutely exploded.
A great break.
And the difference between Neil's and Lee's in pace was quite dramatic. Neil's not hitting the break nowhere near as hard as Lee, but the split was just way more explosive.
Yellow ball's in play.
Only the 8 ball causing him a little bit of a headache here, Jay.
Yeah, it is the only ball that's going to cause him any dramas. I think I'm leaving the 2 yellows, my last 2 balls, to get position on the 8 ball.
2 yellows near the centre pocket.
Yeah,
top of our
for my
screens.
liking. Or at least take the bottom yellow here now of the 2 to the left middle, and then be leaving this yellow, you know, that's probably my last ball to get position onto the 8 ball.
Down the rail or the double?
I'm taking it down the rail. That's a good shot, that. And you nearly just want to land maybe as straight as possible here, just to drop it in. Get as close to the 8 ball as you can.
Perfect. Pinpoint cue ball is what we've come to expect from Neil Raybone. But care needs to be taken on this 8. Using his extension. Settling himself. Looks good.
Oh.
Looks good. Yeah.
So, but I am going over for the singles, and obviously Australia is sending a team over, so I'll support the boys and girls.
You're not even allowed to be first reserve?
No. No. I'm just the team mascot. I'll be the waiter.
The waiter, yeah, just about to think. Bar runs. We'll be live through Ultimate Pool TV from next Wednesday.
Never been to, I've never been to Ireland, let alone Killarney, so mate, yeah, looking forward to it.
9 days of pool. Doesn't get much better than that.
It used to be more. When I won last year, it used to be closer to 2 weeks. But yeah, we'll have a bit of a holiday as well.
I'm sure you will.
Bit of sightseeing. He'd love to be on this yellow down this bottom left pocket here at the minute. I'm just not sure he can see enough of it.
Can he see enough maybe just to turn it in?
You know he can, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. Will still be playing it with right hand side and has played it very well.
I'm not sure if he's on this yellow, he's absolutely perfect, which he is. Just had to play just a little baby swerve there. That is good.
Nice again. Four have been played, and the Lancashire man has levelled things up. It's 2 apiece.
Neil Raybone won the next 2 frames to go 2 in front and has the break.
But still without silverware, which, as you can say, for a lot of players, not yourself, of course, Jake. It's just so difficult to win one, though, isn't it?
Mate, it is. Yeah, it just is. And I'm sure, you know, Neil's a great player, and I think it really is only a matter of time before he does win some silverware. But as he knows, or as we all know, it's just a really tough gig.
Yeah, not much point looking at the draw a lot of the time. I'm not so sure you do either, because I've spoken.
I don't at all. I've basically just come to the conclusion everyone can play.
Yeah, you did say to me just off air before we came on that you found everybody here can pretty much hold the cue.
Yeah, absolutely.
The strength in depth's quite high in this country.
Yes. I certainly don't. Even if I haven't heard of the name, it means nothing to me.
Just tell me what time I'm on.
Yeah.
And I'll turn up.
Exactly.
And I know the opposition can play a bit. And we'll just see how it goes.
And that is me in a nutshell. I keep it that simple.
Yeah, I've often bumped into you at events and said, who have you got next? No idea.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
Just before this match started, Neil did ask me if I was going over for the World 8 Ball title. I said, yeah. He said, mate, who have you got first round? I said, don't know. He said, are you a seed into the 64? I said, mate, I don't know. I've never looked there yet. I really don't know.
Oh, to be laid back like Jake. Hey?
Oh, it just keeps me sort of cool, calm and collected. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but
I like it. It's a good attitude. Not everybody's like you. You can hear players often talk about, oh, if I get to the quarters, I've probably got this guy. And I don't know. Who's to say what's right and what's wrong? It's a very individual thing.
I'm just really big, like, obviously, you know, you respect your opponent, win or lose, you know, on and off the table. And, you know, I just sort of put, you know, everyone like with the ability, you know, into that boat. You know, it just sort of takes away for me, like, you know, like sort of back home we call it sort of getting factored. You're playing the name, and you know, not the 7 balls and the 8 balls on the table, etc. And yeah, it just works for me. You know, I just keep it that simple, and I just found whether it's first round or in the final of a major, you know, I just have the same attitude. You know, just 7 balls, the 8 ball, race to 4, whatever it may be. It just works for me.
That definitely does come across when we're commentating on you playing as well.
That's a great shot there by Lee. It's very good.
Apart from one particular match, Jake, and it was a match against Tom Cousins where he went all the way in, was it Blackpool? I want to say Blackpool. It was definitely a tour event.
Yeah.
He went to a decider.
Yes, and he missed the black.
He did, and you had a very thin cut into the centre to finish.
And I'm pretty sure,
as we just see Lee Anderson pull one back, 4 frames to 3.
He missed it.
I'm pretty sure, yes, it was Pro Series event number 5. So it was your first one back.
Yeah.
And it was the last 32 match. So if anybody wants to go and watch it,
it was entertaining.
It is a fantastic game to watch. Yes, we have told you the ending, but it's still a great game of pool. And one that I actually managed to get to watch live. So always a little bit better. Back to the action, though. And Lee Anderson is back at the table. I think both players would be quite happy so far. We've had a couple of mistakes from both, but I feel the scoreline's a fair reflection on the match so far.
Yeah, I agree.
That shot tells me this red comfortably passes the 8 ball. Chosen to get it out of the way now. Be surprised if he didn't take the one in the middle of the table here.
Yeah, just depends. The next red, whether he takes the red to the corner and leaves the red into the left middle, which I'm pretty sure that's what he will play.
Yeah, I think he's okay just to drop this in. And another drop in. He's going to leave a little bit of distance between his cue ball and the 8 unless he punches it through. No, just dropped it in. It's a little bit of a pressure ball, this, Jake.
Not for our man Lee.
Yeah, very well played.
Neil on the next 2 frames to go 2 clear once again.
Happy with the contact, has made a ball. The split between yellows and reds looks good at first glance, Jakey.
Absolutely.
Taking his extension early doors, something you see a lot with the players, using that extra time to map out the finish. Pretty sure we'll see him take yellows. And unusually, opting to take the one over the pocket, as that's causing the most problems.
Yeah, I nearly would have taken the yellow that is just left for the white ball now. Played the yellow under the yellow over the hole, then you would have guaranteed be on the yellow just to the right corner, just over the black. You would have been guaranteed to be on that, which I'm pretty sure he's played position on there and just overdone it slightly.
It's not something you see a lot, though. You see a lot of amateur players, they had a ball over the pocket, they think, oh, I'd leave that there, it's insurance. But, you know, Neil's a top player. He's seen the finish and he's realised that's the ball to take. And
I'm pretty sure now, or if this is me, I'm taking his yellow long down in the bottom left corner. And I'm leaving the white basically where the yellow is. See, I would have, like the first shot, when the yellow was over the hole, I would have played the yellow under the yellow, and you would have had the same result.
Yeah, it's just this yellow that's just to the right of the 8 ball. He's just going to land on that one. Looks like he may be leaving it to last.
And if you can drop this in, which you can, and the yellow goes this bottom right corner.
Gonna have to move, Neil. 15 seconds a shot. We are in.
I'm pretty sure the 8 ball goes to the bottom left corner.
Flies in.
Yeah.
No problems.
Very good.
Always had a very good touch, Neil Raybone, and he's starting to pull away in this match. Yeah, did you hear that little conversation out there before the referee announced the frame score. I think a little bit of a confusion about whether he wanted his extension straight after the break and was calling for it straight away.
Red ball's in play.
It's critical when you do choose to use that extension, though, especially when you're on the 15 seconds, though, Jay. And there it is. We are using it on this red up to the top right. Feels this is the key shot in this finish.
Shot.
Deposited, no problems. Little bit short. Is he okay here,
Yeah,
Jake?
I think he can just drop this in.
Is he going to reach? Yes, it is.
It's just got an angle that's heading away from the black. He said, "May plays a couple of different." Oh, he's gone that way. Let's see. Oh, is he on that? I think he is.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I'm not sure he played.
I wasn't sure whether you could play that with like top left and just come behind him off one rail. But either way, he's on the 8 ball.
Massive pressure there from the shot clock, and he's not going to fluke it. So Neil Raybone here, will he choose? I don't think he will choose to play safe here, though. I mean, he possibly could, but the 8 ball's very close to the centre pocket. Might not feel he has a finish available.
I think with these 3 yellows, you get a snooker in this shot. Ooh. Has he left the one rail here?
I think
Lee's looking at it.
if we look above the table,
I think he has.
there we go.
That's close.
Oh, we did. Oh. It was very similar to my co-commentator's position against Jack Whelan a few weeks ago. That was one thing. That's what I was laughing at. You were looking at me going, go on, say you don't like it. Go on, say it. And I didn't like it. No, leave it, letting your opposition back at the table. Never a good ploy, a good tactic, I find. And it nearly cost Neil Raybone.
Yes, I've learned the hard way. Just leaving the one rail escapes. It's just a no-no.
No, definitely not. Yeah, they'll get them more than they miss them. After 8 frames, this looked like it was going to go very close, but the ultimate pool professional went up a couple of gears and took 4 out of the 5 chances he needed to close out this match. He runs out what seems to be quite a comfortable winner, 8 frames to 4.
On to our second match of the night. The opening 2 frames were shared between Simon Fitzsimmons and Matt Brierley.
Oh, the 8 ball.
Wow.
Is Golden...
Yeah.
Gold is in play?
Yeah, we're in play. They are in play.
Happy days.
We all just went silent, didn't we?
I wasn't sure for a second.
Take another look at this. Only a little kiss needed.
Matt Brierley responded by winning the next frame.
And Simon has broke and come up dry. It's a great opportunity for Matt here. My nearly first shot, I'll be taking this yellow to bottom right corner. Nearly just playing a little cannon on the 8-ball. Just out in the middle of the table. Nearly any contact with the 8-ball, you'll still be on a yellow.
Planning on using the red and has played it to perfection. Key shot coming up, you feel. 8-ball slightly awkward.
Yeah, I'm not sure his first shot, whether he has tried to move the 8-ball or not, but in saying that, if he leaves his yellow down in the bottom left corner last, he can play it just to drop in behind it.
Yeah, like you said, Jake, key shot coming up in, well, 1 shot's time. Needs to land with a nice angle on his last yellow. That was well judged. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Just wants to leave just off a natural angle. Not sure he can leave a natural angle to land on the 8-ball. This is okay.
I think you will need to play this with just a touch of left-hand side.
I think he's got a bit of margin for error, though, here, Jake, because the 8-ball does pass into the bottom left as well as the left centre.
Yeah.
So just don't...
Oh.
Yeah, he's absolutely fine. I was about to say, don't overdo it.
Yeah.
Little bit
Very
close.
good.
But cause no problems.
I've never heard of them before.
Wow, you taught me something new last time, what you call sandals in Australia, and that was far more interesting. Yeah. Have you got a car while you're over here? Are you driving while you're over in the UK? No?
Not as yet. In saying that, I have just hired a car to go to Ireland just for a couple of weeks before I head home. But next year, I will look into, obviously, yeah, probably buying. By the sound, I need to buy something that...
Yeah, be very wary around here, pal. We've got plenty of hills, and if it does get cold...
Yeah, the snow, I feel like I need to get something like a snowmobile.
When do you go back? Because you must be here for the December tour, I'm guessing.
Yes, I fly home on the 8th of November. I play with Carl Boys on the 7th of November in the Pairs Cup. I'll fly home the next morning for about 4 weeks, and then I'll fly back. I'll land back Manchester on the 5th or 6th of December. I just can't remember.
Just before the tour up in Blackpool?
Yeah. The last event for this season, and then I'll stay here for Christmas, New Year.
Really?
I'll play for the BT event just straight after. Well, I'll play in an event there, and then then in January, and then then I'll make a plan of attack from there.
Where's Christmas dinner going to be?
That I don't know.
I know you got a roommate over here. Are you rooming this time? You're not on your own, are you?
No, I'm not. But I'll. Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're very welcome, Jake. I only live up the road.
Thank you, mate. Actually, last year, because we did, I did have a couple of quiet drinks Christmas Eve. So my Christmas Day was a little uneventful, but then I'm going for a curry Christmas evening, which is the first.
Very popular over here. And where you live in Australia, I know this is going to sound a little bit daft because I'm sure you do get snow, but it must have been a rarity. Is it a rarity where you're from in Australia?
Yeah, it is. It does get cold. I bet, yeah, snow.
Gritters and sledging, mate.
You won't see gritters in Melbourne, I can assure you.
They just let you slide around over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy your own snow tyres. Anyway. Looks like he's going to be forced into the double on the 8 ball. I'm not sure if this passes to the bottom left. It's very tight if it does. And he's not left a good angle to land on it if that was his plan. Has the choice, can land on it up into the top pocket, Jakey.
Yeah, he may just drop this in. I was just thinking whether he can actually play it into the middle, into this left middle.
This is a lot tighter than it looks on the screens. Simon Fitzsimmons does miss, and he's missed an 8 ball and shows his upset at that shot. Pulls it into the near jaw.
And that would cost Simon Fitzsimmons the frame, and he would also lose the next to go 5-2 behind.
Because it's just brought him undone right at the end of the frame.
Solid again. I'm still a little bit unsure on Matt Brierley's control of the cue ball. He's put it in 2 different places in his last 2 breaks. Both safe, it has to be said. His last one looked like a cut break almost. But more importantly, he's turned the table over. And when you're 5-2 in a race to 8, if you just feel, get the next one. And
yeah,
you are
absolutely.
heavy favourite in the match.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very important visit for Simon, yeah?
Red to his choice, and he's misjudged the cannon on the yellow. I think he was hoping for a fuller contact.
Yeah.
I think he's left himself a shot here. Can get through to the red that's sort of in the middle of the table, up into the top left. But certainly giving himself a shot to play. Shot he has played. Now, how is he going to work out these 3? They're all in a line.
I think if you can take the red that's like the one to the top left corner and just screw into this red that's on the balk line. I'm not 100% sure about that, but this red might go down to the bottom left corner here, so it might have, yeah, which it does. Yeah, I would have liked just to screw into that top red that's on the balk line, and then you've just got the 2 ball plant into the corner, but...
Yeah, I think there was a bit of shot clock pressure there. He felt a little bit rushed into it. He like you say, Jake, he has landed on this red. So the finish is still on. But this cue ball is not on a string at the moment.
No.
Another roll with the cue ball, and he may have taken one of these reds on the baulk line and screwed across to the one on the rail. But because of that, he's had to come across. Now, this
is tricky.
This is a very tricky shot.
I would have loved to have got right over to that side rail, but he may take the one that's the outside one here that is lined up now. Bring the white off 2 and back around.
He's deeply invested in this finish. He's going to have to leave himself a little bit of distance on his 8.
Shot.
But even though he's missed a few balls, the confidence is still there.
Yeah.
It has not affected him. You can see it in the cue action. We've seen time and time again other players who've missed a couple of balls, the confidence has gone. They start to miss and it starts to snowball. Simon able to put it to the back of his mind. And that mental strength is keeping him in this match right now.
Matt Brierley would win the next to go 3 clear once again and has the break in frame 10.
But it's all irrelevant. because he nailed the 8 ball and he's breaking off in frame number 10. Wow. Just
Big
wow.
break. Great break.
Well, we've questioned his cue ball a couple of times. I certainly have. But we're starting to believe that's his normal break.
Yeah. For me, it just felt like he put a little bit more into that.
Yeah, there certainly was a little bit more. Well, sometimes where we are, which is reasonably close to the arena, you can't hear every break, but when there's a big one, you can hear it through the outside of your headphones.
Yes, correct.
And that one was felt. Yellow that's closest to the centre pocket here, Jake, on the right-hand side. Only one that's a little bit of an issue.
Is he straight enough to run through, just play a little cannon to promote that one that is on the side rail? The angle's a little...
Could he land on it and play it up past the 8 ball?
Correct. Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
Right, my angle.
See, I'm letting you call the shots here, Jake, but sometimes you have to give me one or two.
Yeah, mate.
And this is far easier than his cut in the previous frame. So we'd expect him to pot this. Yeah,
Shot.
No
Great
problem whatsoever. Getting into a nice rhythm out there. He's looking good, Jake.
Superb. Yeah, brilliant.
Like the shot choice there as well. Well, professional number 20 is up against challenger number 19. In fact, stop, reverse that. But it's the challenger that has a commanding lead.
Simon would start to mount a comeback by winning the next 2 frames.
What a break.
That's
That
unbelievable.
is outrageous
Come up dry.
to not pot a ball. He must feel like the world is against him right now. Yes, he's had the extra chances from Matt, but he's had to work hard for the last 2 finishes.
Could not have hit them much better.
So here you go again, Matt. Got to take the bull by the horns and take these yellows out. There we go. You've used your extension. Now it's time to go. Just about this yellow towards the bottom left-hand pocket. It does pass, but it's just landing on it. You almost felt with Matt, he was trying not to lose instead of trying to win. But he's got another chance here.
Yeah, I like this shot. It's just natural angle for the wide ball to come down and play a little extraction for his yellows now the red. Just have to miss basically the centre jaw here.
Yeah.
And he's always going to be on a yellow. Oh, we'll just call it. Talk about the commentator's curse.
Wow, I pointed at it, you said it.
Yeah.
Just that jaw, but has he landed on this?
Exactly.
Is there a double?
He may be able to take one of these yellows to the right middle and still be on this. We'll screw into it,
Yes. And that has promoted the yellow into a much easier position. This is now a golden opportunity for this match. Doesn't have to do much with the cue ball here. And again, doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. Just judge the pace of the shot and he will be on this 8 ball.
I think it's just a touch, a trace of right-hand side here. And I think he'd be absolutely perfect.
He is perfect. And surely not. It's a good job. He's a slim lad. Straight over all these red balls. So for a place in the final against Neil Raybone, he has done it.
What a performance.
Fantastic drama in our second semi. But the man from Rochdale has beaten the ultimate pool professional.
On to our group final then. Matt Brierley against Neil Raybone, who has the break in the opening frame.
Cue ball has stayed on the table, as have 6 of the yellows, and he's made 1. Nice little kiss into the centre pocket. He would have been dry if it wasn't for that. What a tough opening shot here, Jake.
Yeah, obviously he's going to maybe look at this yellow into the right centre here. But these are tricky.
So much so, he's not attempted a pot.
No, but has he left this cannon on? Yellow on the yellow into the bottom right corner. This looks close.
Yeah, I think it is. It's not set, but it can be made.
Shot.
And made it has been.
Yeah. I would have liked, just for me, I would have, the yellow that Neil played, pot the yellow into the middle. And the yellow that was basically where the white ball is now, then I would have just tried to bump that out and play safe. Just take the white down the bottom of the table and play safe then.
Get your colour set and then take control. Landed a little bit awkward here. Will be very hampered if he takes the one over the pocket. Any other options have an extra degree of difficulty to them, including this one. Running into the 8 ball, has made the pot and has got position. Would like to take the one he's closest to, I'm pretty sure. Does have quite a lot of angle on this yellow. If he was straighter on it, he'd almost certainly take it. Still is choosing to take it. Got to avoid the centre pocket and get out from this red, and has played it very well.
He's okay.
He's okay. Bit tricky, that cue in, and it did show slightly on the delivery of the cue. And again a little bit. I think he's okay here.
He's okay, yeah.
I think he can get through to the potting angle of this 8.
Taking the extension tells me he might have to play just a little swerve here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Certainly looks okay from there, but he'll know better than us. It was a slight swerve.
Great shot.
Perfectly played, and he's continuing this final where he left off in his last match against Simon.
I think you've got to be seeing them before anything else, in the first place.
Neil Raybone with a perfect cue ball off his break, but hasn't made one.
That really does my head in some days where you can just time and perfectly control the white, not get a ball. And then you can hit one like you've had an absolute west and just miscue it one night and you get a couple of balls and they just fall.
What do you mean?
Good as gold.
It's like we love. It's why we love the game. The frustration and pain we watch you players go through.
We can't have it easy all the time. Jeez, I'd love. Jeez, would love to.
Don't think he'll play this off the red because it does pass. Yeah. However, has he gone far enough? I think he's okay here, Jake. I think he can get through to the one over the pocket if that's the one he chooses. Was tight. Only just missed the yellow there. And giving himself another shot to play here. Needs to cue this well. Can use the yellow as a buffer over the centre pocket if he chooses. Will enable him to cue straight through this cue ball. Play the shot nice and confidently. Opts to screw back. Sure about that. I'd have used the yellow, I think.
Well, I think it's a great shot because the red now goes to his left.
Ah, does this pass? I'm not sure.
So.
Well, you've got better eyes than me, Jake McCartney. I didn't think this passed. Oh, of course it does. I give up. You take over.
No, it's the first one I've called right.
I'll leave you on your own for the rest of this. I did look at it, but I'm just convinced it didn't go.
To be fair, that red that he's just potted, I wasn't convinced that it actually passed at his bottom left corner. So it makes you feel any better.
Chancer, mate, aren't it? Proper chancer in here.
A very good finish.
This break again, halfway up the side cushion on the right-hand side is what he has been doing so far this Wednesday night. Oh, would you believe it? Straight up and down the table. Trying to help you out here, Matt.
But once
nevertheless,
again, yeah,
the power through the pack is the same regardless of where he makes contact with that front ball. And he's given himself yet another opportunity. Thoughts here, Jake? Reds or yellows?
Reds for me. And I was just about to say, if you could put the red and the stun into the yellow full ball, you'd actually, for me, have not a natural one. You have to stun it a bit, but take the red that is closest to now to the bottom left corner, and you could have nearly stunned into the yellow and red up the top of the table on the left-hand side there, and open them up, which I think that's what he's played. He's just missed the cannon on the yellow.
Left himself in a world of trouble. Very thin into the centre pocket, this. And I think he has missed it, has he? No, it's dropped
That's
in.
a great shot.
He looks well and truly in focus.
Now, I'm not sure if you can take the red off the red here, but another shot too. Can you play the red into the yellow, onto the red, what is closest to into the corner? I'm just not sure his angle here.
Red off the red, it was.
Yeah, great shot.
And he'll be happy with this. He can take either of these two reds at the top of the table. More likely to be the one. Well, I was going to say the one on the right-hand side, but I can see him aiming up the other one.
Yeah.
It is going to be the one in the centre. Great camera angle of it. He's hit the near jaw. Well, he hit the cushion, sorry, before the near jaw. And it stayed up, but these yellows are not easy.
No. And if it's me, my first shot is taking the yellow that's over the hole down this bottom right corner and trying to play the cannon where your two yellows are sort of tied together and try and separate them, because you will have natural angle of one of the yellows up the top of the table where you are now to play one of these yellows and then cannon yellow that's on the balk line, which he's tried to do now and played it.
Oh, he's putting 2 in 1, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, what a show off.
Yeah, that's a great shot. But the reason why I say take the yellow down the bottom right corner first, if you get the, promote your two yellows, you're always going to have that angle to play that same shot.
And actually, potting 2 in 1 was not a good thing for him there, because he's left himself a little bit awkward on his next pot. That's going to stay up. It is.
That is a big error.
And this match so far, Jay, we're about 17 minutes in and only 3 frames. So you wouldn't say it's been played at a fast pace. But so far, this final, you feel, has been quite frustrating for Neil Raybone.
Yeah.
He's not really settled in. He's not been given the chance to settle in. Through Matt's good play and also run of the ball, it has to be said. He's not had good splits and good opportunities thus far.
And anywhere down there, this right centre pocket is perfect.
The Bulldog is marching on in this final. He now has a 2-frame lead. It's 3 frames to 1 in this race to 8. Not a factor quite yet as we watch Neil punch the break again, but he's been kicked and everything is going against him and everything is going for Matt Brierley at the moment. And you don't often get that from Neil Raybone.
Yellow ball's in play.
Showing his upset.
No. But here is another great opportunity for Matt.
Things just going in his favour. You know, he's coming to the table, he's got balls in the open, he's getting the chances, the opportunities to take out these frames. Still got to do it, though.
I think he's playing the cannon here.
Well, was he a little bit short? Or did he overscrew? One or the other. Surely this wouldn't have been his plan. Well, just what Neil needed. An unexpected chance.
Yeah, it surprised me a bit. I'm not sure. I wouldn't have thought he's played the yellow before to leave himself the cannon. That would surprise me. But nonetheless, a chance goes.
I certainly think he overdid or underdid the positional side of the shot, Jake. You certainly wouldn't choose to play that shot given where his yellows were positioned. And as we say that, Neil misses a plant. Tough shot here. Well, he's looking at a plant. I'm surprised by this. I feel he might have considered the one just to the left of the 8-ball, cutting it across into the bottom right-hand pocket. Certain to disturb the yellows, but would consider himself very unlucky to not land on one. Well, it is the plant, which is far from set, but it has been made. Where's the 8-ball? Oh, what a way to lose a frame. And just as he looked in command in this match, he's gifted a frame to Neil Raybone.
Neil Raybone was able to build on that and ties the scores up in the next frame.
Very tough. 20 minutes on the clock to tell yourself the match is starting again.
That is a super break.
Superb from the Razor.
Got a bit of a tricky opener. Maybe wanting yellow, but it is a tricky opener.
You just get the feeling, though, like in his last game against Lee, that he's just going to go up a gear.
Big shot, this.
He will feel like this is frame ball, even though it's the opening yellow. I think he's missed it. He has. Well, it's not perfect pool from either player, but it's not taking anything away from the entertainment.
No.
Yellow ball in.
And the main problem was there, Jake, that was the problem ball and the key ball to the finish, and he's put it over the pocket for Matt, and just look at these yellows.
And I would be leaving the yellow that is up over the top left corner. That'd be my last ball transition to get onto the 8-ball. If he just brings the wide back here, that's the sort of middle of the table. That's even better.
This will do nicely after the last frame. He's not giving himself any chance to think about what happened in frame number 6 and dwell on it at all. Yes, very, very nice. 4-3, he's back in front. Don't try and predict Matt Brierley's cue ball. He's not the most precise off the break, but he definitely gets the power through and feels that's more important. And who could argue with his results?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you feel he's only had 1 or possibly 2 dry breaks all evening. Either colour set here.
Yellow's burn.
Red ball's in play.
Oh, look at that red just wobble there.
Yeah,
Did
I've
you
seen
see
that just on the impact spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yellows were the balls for me here, but either set is probably okay. But my first initial thoughts were yellow balls.
Yeah, he's dropped this in. I mean, the way he's gone about this finish is okay. The problem is he's got to go up the table now, and he's going to put himself under a little bit of pressure when he's got to transition down to the 8-ball. It shouldn't be an issue, Jake, but when you're mapping out your finishes, you're usually going from the 8-ball backwards.
Yeah.
And whichever one he leaves here, he's going to have to play a shot. Oh, yeah. That said, he could leave the one that's nearest the blue spot, I suppose.
Yeah.
He'd have to land nicely on it, though.
And to be fair, the way that he has played this evening, I'm not one to say it's the wrong balls by any stretch.
Not one that prides yourself on your patterns then, Jake, you know.
I think I would have taken the red in the middle of the table last shot, though, and then used the 3 balls, you know, in balk for my liking. I just think...
Well, it's key shot coming up. What he'd like is like his cue ball back where it is now. Absolutely pinpoint where it is now after he's taken the one to the corner.
Sorry, go.
Which he can do.
Yeah.
It is possible. But the margin for error is quite small. He doesn't want to leave it thicker or thinner because he doesn't want to bring that yellow that he's closest to into play.
Which brings me back to is why I probably would have got rid of it when I had the chance. But key shot here.
This looks good. I think this is okay, Jake. It's a little bit thinner, but I think he's going to brush off this yellow if he plays it slowly.
Correct. And I think if you just play with a touch of left, try and pinch angle a touch more off the yellow, you will come down this right-hand side of the table. Yes.
Well, Jake McCartney certainly felt that Matt put himself under a bit of unnecessary pressure in that finish due to his pattern play, but it's irrelevant. The frame is on the board.
Correct.
The next 4 frames were shared. Neil now has the break with the clock running out.
It's got to start now. 2 frames in 3 minutes.
Needs a ball.
And isn't going to get one. Could that be that?
Yes, well, I think now, if you can take this red to the left centre, which
it's time to start potting balls as slowly as you can.
Exactly. Just took the words from my mouth. He has used his extension, but if you can soak up at least a minute here, get the buzzer going on every shot. Well, you spoke earlier, Dave, about Matt was just wanting that big win of his career.
Yeah, this definitely has to go down as a decent night's work. Whether it's his biggest win, I couldn't speak for him. Highly doubt it, only being 2 matches, but the quality of opponents that he's faced.
Absolutely.
Obviously, he will have played Simon numerous times. But he's come up against it and he's had the answers to most of the questions. I don't think this should matter too much. He's not on a red here, but there's just not enough time left for Neil Raybone.
Funnier things have happened.
He'd need some serious help.
Yes.
Oh, that was going in.
That was.
Surely not. Yeah. A mistake from Neil Raybone. He'd be bitterly disappointed. It's just not gone for him in tonight's final. You can't even say he's played really bad. You just can't. It's
No.
just things haven't gone his way. Yes, the odd little mistake, but nothing major.
I don't want to say anything just yet because
He's going to get there.
he's going to get there.
Look at the speed he's cleared these up. This is incredible. Wow. Wow, speed pool. Got to be legal. Has taken some off. 3 past the byline. Yeah, he's absolutely fine.
Very, very good.
A little bit of an anticlimactic end. We were hoping for a little bit more drama. But Matt Brierley has disposed of 2 ultimate pool professionals.